Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael. Welcome to the Gas and Gavel video channel. Today, we are going to take a look at this 2023 Land Rover Defender 90 75th Anniversary Edition. If you guys enjoyed and have been enjoying the reviews on the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel, I truly appreciate it if you guys can just subscribe to the channel and like and drop a comment below. Again, I'm about 30 to almost 40 videos in this channel, and I do want to share that this channel right now is currently entirely self-funded, and the best way to continue to get great content from me and more car reviews is to, again, if you guys can subscribe to the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and thank you again for all your support. The Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition celebrates the 75th year that the Defender was introduced. The Series 1 Defender was first introduced in 1948 at the Amsterdam Motor Show, and Land Rover marked the 75th anniversary of that introduction with this 75th anniversary Defender that we see in front of us. All 75th anniversary edition Land Rover Defenders are finished in the special Grasmere Green with black accents, and there are unique 75th anniversary edition badging all around, LED headlights, fog lights, a power folding heated mirrors, a heated windshield, a very rare option of a folding fabric roof that we'll take a look later, tinted glass, a receiver hitch, and 20-inch 5-spoke wheels that are also color matched in that Grasmere Green. The 75th anniversary edition also includes the adaptive air suspension and is powered exclusively by the twin-charged P400 inline 6 motor with mild hybrid assist. And we'll take a look at more of the exclusive 75th anniversary options when we do the interior and exterior tour of this Defender. The 75th anniversary edition is available in the short wheelbase, which is the 90, which is what we're reviewing here today, and the slightly longer 110. It is not available in the long wheelbase 130. The Land Rover Defender was introduced in 2019 and is available in the short wheelbase, which is the 90, which is what you see in front of you, and the slightly longer 110, and then the extended wheelbase version with a third row seating in the Land Rover Defender 130. The 75th anniversary Defender is equipped with the P400 turbocharged and supercharged inline 6 engine with a mild hybrid assist. The electric supercharger provides an instant boost at lower engine speeds. There's also a twin scroll turbocharger to provide power in the higher upper RPM range, and then there's a mild hybrid system that helps with the start-stop system and enhancing efficiency and performance of the P400 motor. The P400 3.0 liter inline 6 engine in this Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition makes 395 horsepower and 406 foot-pounds of torque. The powertrain is attached to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission and all that power is sent to all four wheels with Land Rover's all-wheel drive. The Defender lineup includes almost 5 different type of motors that can be had depending on variation, from a 4-cylinder turbo gas motor to what you see here, the 3.0 liter 6-cylinder twin charge motor, to a bigger 5.0 liter supercharged V8, and there's another V8 with a mild hybrid assist. So again, numerous different motors depending on which Land Rover trim you option, but again, exclusive to the Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition, you can only get the P400 motor, which is the turbocharged, supercharged inline 6 with the mild hybrid assist. Let's go ahead and take a look at the motor of your 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition. And here it is. The 75th Anniversary Edition of the Land Rover Defender is powered by the P400 twin-charged 3.0 liter inline 6 turbocharged and supercharged motor with a 48-volt mild hybrid assist. The combination of the supercharger, the turbocharger, and the mild hybrid electric battery produces 395 horsepower and 406 feet-pound of torque. This motor is attached to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, and all the power is routed to all four wheels via Land Rover's all-wheel drive system. The engine does a 0-60 time in 6.3 seconds. This motor gets 18 city and 23 highway. There is a 23-gallon fuel tank capacity. And this Defender is able to tow up to 7,716 pounds. So I'm just going to take a look at the motor just as an enthusiast here. So this motor is pretty unique. Again, it's what they call a twin charge motor. There is a electric supercharger mounted somewhere on top. I believe it's right underneath the valve cover here. And then there's a twin scroll turbocharger mounted somewhere down there at the bottom of the engine block. And then there is a 48-volt hybrid battery again. So this car has a mild hybrid assist, making it kind of like a hybrid motor. So again, it's a very unique motor setup. You don't really see a lot of cars that have a supercharger and a turbocharger. And I believe the thought behind that is, again, with a turbocharged car, you do get instances of turbo lag. So there's that electric supercharger that provides that instant torque for when you start accelerating. And as the RPM spools up, the turbocharger kicks in, and that provides more of the high-end horsepower and torque. So again, I believe that that electric supercharger that's mounted to this car is to take care of the turbo lag and to provide the low-end acceleration. Turbocharger takes care of the higher-end power, and then that again electric 48-volt hybrid assist, it helps with the efficiency of the start-stop system, and probably just makes the whole entire engine just run a little bit smoother with that mild hybrid assist. But again, to me, it seems like the supercharger and the turbocharger in this inline 6 motor does most of the job, which is great. And so again, all that power is routed to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission to all four wheels in all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive Land Rover style. The interior of the, I mean, it looks, I guess it looks okay. There is like this plastic valve cover. It's just a lot of big plastic pieces. I kind of expected a little bit more, maybe nicer valve cover, or just like maybe just like a more clean setup. it seems like this area, there's a whole bunch of like just open exposed wires up top here. You kind of see the wires of the, again, adaptive air suspension up top. But again, it seems like maybe Land Rover could have done a better job just cleaning up the wiring system here, and maybe adding a little bit more color or definition to his valve cover, because the engine bay does look a little sparse for a what, a $90,000 vehicle. So again, I think the technology's there, but I think that they could have maybe cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. But again, here is your Land Rover Defender 75th anniversary motor. All right, let's begin the exterior tour of this 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition. Again, all very exclusive to the 75th Anniversary Defender is, again, that Grasmere Green exterior paint. That's exclusive to the 75th Anniversary Edition. And that Grasmere Green is carried over to the 20-inch wheels. So again, that's an exclusive exterior feature of the 75th Anniversary Edition Land Rover Defender. And I think it looks great. It kind of reminds me of like mint chocolate chip ice cream. So it's a pretty happy color. It's like a little bit of pearl in it, a little bit of metallic. But again, it's very, very unique. And it gives this car a very, again, just happy and unique road presence. So again, exclusive to the 75th anniversary is the exterior Grasmere Green. All right, let's take a look at the headlights. Let's turn them on first. And there we go. Here are your Land Rover Defender 75th anniversary headlights. They are projector LED headlights with signature LED daytime running lights. I like how there's like a little halo around the outside of the Defender. There is a black housing on the inside, and it's squared off in it with another, again, black housing that's been painted shiny black. I think it looks great. Swing on over to the driver's side. I love how the inside is like a circular headlight. You have two cube side markers, and then the entire circular headlights is housed in, again, this shiny black cubed off headlight. Again, quintessential Defender style. And if we look at the rest of the car, again, when this new edition of the second generation of the Land Rover Defender was reintroduced, it was like essentially kind of like a retro modern design. So again, they're going to take a lot of various styling cues from the older Defenders, and these circular headlights with the cubed, again, exterior trim definitely harkens back to those days. Definitely classic Land Rover styling. Right underneath the LED headlights, you do have LED fog lights, another set underneath here, great for off-road adventures. And I love how that fog light is housed inside, again, this kind of functional grille. Definitely very nice. Passenger side also has their own fog light. You have 360 cameras in this car. There's one for your front camera there. And there is a huge functional grille painted flat black. Definitely needed for the turbocharger. Probably intercooler somewhere back there. I love how next to the fog lights there is this functional inlet. You can definitely see a grille on the inside. Some sort of radiator for cooling. So again, functional front vents in front. On both sides, actually. Right in the center, you have your Land Rover emblem. And then right on top of the hood, in very prominent letters, especially when contrasting with that rare green color of the 75th anniversary exterior, you do have your Defender emblem in a, again, shiny black finish. So again, you can definitely see from afar what car you're driving, or others can actually see what car you're driving. So again, that's just very, very prominent. Another throwback to the first generation Land Rover Defender are these, again, the kind of just kind of metal steel like finish, although it's not metal steel, this is like rubber. Yeah, it definitely feels like rubber, but the older Defenders definitely had this, and they're meant for you to step on top of with your feet so you can load stuff onto the roof. According to the literature of the Land Rover website, these are just for looks only, so you do not, I repeat, you do not, in your anniversary edition Land Rover Defender or any newer generation Defender at all, you do not want to step on these things. These things are more for looks only, and again, they are not functional. According to the website, if you step on it, you will damage your hood and possibly fall through into the engine. So again, strictly for looks. I love the finish of it. Again, it harkens back to the early generation Defenders, and I like how it breaks up all that, again, green paint. Great contrast. Up top, I don't know if you can see it inside the front windshield, but there is some sort of embedding, some sort of lining embedded into the headlights, into the windshield actually. And the reason is that the 75th anniversary edition windshield is heated. So again, this front windshield is heated. Underneath the fog lights, there is another channel scoop underneath here, again allowing air to funnel, it looks like, to the brakes. Again, just a lot of hoods and scoops right at the front bumper. And another exclusive design feature of the 75th anniversary Defender are definitely these 20-inch Grasmere Green, again body colored in that Grasmere Green 5-spoke Land Rover wheels. They are wrapped in all-terrain Goodyear Wrangler tires, and the fronts measure a 255/60 20-inch wheel. Again, it looks great with that matching exterior paint. In the center, you do have a Land Rover logo. Again, this type of color match wheel is a very exclusive to the Land Rover Defender 75th anniversary edition. Behind that, you have a silver painted 4-piston Brembo sourced Land Rover calipers in silver with a 15-inch disc brake. And behind all this is, again, also exclusive to the 75th anniversary edition of the Defender, is a adaptable air suspension that you can raise and lower the car, as well as adjust the dampening. Circle onto the back. Again, the rear are also exclusive 75th anniversary Grasmere Green wheel wrapped in off-road tires. And the rears measure a 255/60 R20s with a 2-piston silver painted caliper in the rear with 15-inch disc brakes. Again, great wheel and tire package for your Land Rover Defender. There are very few two-door SUVs offered nowadays outside of its competitors, such as the Ford Bronco. But again, I really feel that the Land Rover Defender in the 90 short body trim is the best looking of the not only all of the Land Rover Defenders, but also the currently available market of two-door SUVs. I think it just fits the profile of this car perfectly. It doesn't look awkward, it doesn't look chopped up. It looks like this car was meant to be a two-door SUV. And just from a styling perspective, I think it just looks really, really great. One of the best looking two-door SUVs, if not one of the only two-door SUVs on the market here in 2025. And exclusive to the 75th anniversary Defender are these powered, black painted side mirrors with an integrated turn signal. You do have 360 camera, the camera mounted underneath there, and they are heated. So again, exclusive option, and they fold away nice and safe. the fenders of the Defender, offer these these are more aesthetic type of black insert with the Defender name on it. These are non-functional, unfortunately, but again, they do provide again a stylistic element to the front end of your Defender. And if you've seen from my previous video, one of my favorite things about any type of car are definitely wide body fenders. I'm not saying that this car does have wide body fenders, but again, just like the first generation Defender from back in the days, this car does offer these huge kind of squared off and curved wide fenders in the front. That's finished with this contrasting black trim with a black side marker, but I love the design profile of the front fenders, and we'll take a look at that. In the rear also, you can kind of see, again, that flare in the front. And this is the rear. Again, it allows you to fit those really wide 20-inch off-road tires in the front and the rear. And I like how they include this black trim all along that fender. More than likely to, again, provide protection against when you do go off-roading. But it'd be nice if these were a color body or matched color match to the fenders. But again, one of my favorite design elements of the Defender is definitely these front wide and rear fenders in the front and the rear. And if you see a lot of the newer Toyotas and Lexuses, especially the SUV forms, they kind of also has emulated the Defender's kind of cubed fender flares with like a curved finish. But again, I feel like Defender kind of started it first. So again, a great fender design on the Defender. Up top, you do have these Safari windows. We'll take a better look on the inside, but those openings are all glass openings to look in and out and to allow sun to go into your interior. Again, I call them Safari windows because I assume people who took these cars in Safari, this is where you would look out to. Well, again, where you would look out to, again, if you were on a Safari, you would look up and probably see like the giraffe or something like that from up top or something. So again, quintessential Defender styling are those, again, these Safari windows. Let's step up top. Another very rare option up here. It looks like just like a fabric top up here. But again, very exclusive to the Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition is another exclusive design feature exclusive to the 75th Anniversary Edition. Takes place on a roof. So if you look up here, there's this fabric top that looks nothing much. But again, exclusive to the 75th Anniversary Defender is this folding, again, this folding Safari sunroof. So you get a better shot of the interior later, but again, this whole entire sunroof folds all the way back. And here's what that folding Safari roof looks like when it's fully open. So again, that fabric roof kind of folds in, like essentially again, like a fabric roof in itself. There is a deployable windscreen in front. And again, it just opens up the entire interior. And I assume allows you to, again, if you see a giraffe through that Safari window, more than likely, again, this folding fabric sunroof goes all the way to the back and allows you to, again, I assume, step on the seats and stick your head out of this entire huge sunroof. So again, multi-function, but again, a really rare option and exclusive to the 75th Anniversary Edition is this folding fabric sunroof or Safari roof. Continuing on, the side steps include this really heavy duty looking Defender side step underneath the side skirt. Definitely useful, definitely very functional. I can tell you right now that it's great to have that because again, this car is pretty high whether you lower it or raise it, and it's great to have the sidebar to step on top of it. And it has the Defender name, nice sturdy rubber grip, and it's nice silver finish, so it looks great and it's functional. Exclusive to the 75th Anniversary edition Defender. You do have these tinted windows all the way around. And the side windows are equipped with a Land Rover emblem on the side. The door features body color door handle, very heavy duty. I like how there's a little button here that you can use to lock and unlock your Defender. Definitely very useful, so you can use your lock and unlock using a single button. This Defender also has integrated mud flaps, both front and rear. Definitely great when you are off-roading. And the mud flaps do have a Land Rover insignia on the inside. Again, definitely very cool and definitely very functional. And exclusive to the 75th anniversary edition Land Rover Defender, you do have that 20-inch wheel, and this is also finishing that exclusive 75th anniversary Grasmere Green. It's a full-size spare, also wrapped in that off-road Goodyear Wrangler tire, measuring 255, 60, 20-inch wheel. So even if you get flat, your spare will not look like a spare. Again, it's essentially a full-size wheel. So again, and that's mounted to that rear hatch of your Defender. Definitely stylish, functional, and great peace of mind for when you're off-roading or even when you are city roading. Not many new cars nowadays come with any sort of spare. You have definitely unique Defender style headlights, harkened back to the first generation Defender. You have these squared off LEDs with, again, these squared off reverse lights. Essentially, these 4 squared lights are your rear tail lights. Fits really well with the Defender, and again harkens back to the first generation Defender. And all that's housed in this, again, is black housing, giving a nice contrast in the rear. Up top, you do have factory installed roof rack, so in case you want to go safaring and need to tie up more furniture, you can do that. Up top, you have a third brake light running all the way across, and you have a Land Rover emblem on the rear hatch, and very quintessential in the again exclusive to the 75th anniversary edition Defender that you won't get in any other Defender is this 75-year emblem on the hatch. Down at the bottom, exclusive to the 75th anniversary edition, is a factory installed tow hitch, so you can tow whatever you need using your Defender. And down at the bottom of the rear end of your 75th anniversary Land Rover Defender 90 is this really cool kind of shorty body dual exhaust kind of tucked underneath below. I mean, I don't know why they kept it hidden, but I think the exhaust is pretty cool. It has this huge bottom muffler piece with these, again, these quad tip oval cut exhausts that are pointed downwards. But again, it looks great, and we'll play a clip for you now. It definitely sounds great. So again, this is the exhaust of your Defender 90 with that, again, pushing out all those exhaust gases from that twin charge motor up front. Now let's take a look at the trunk of your Land Rover Defender 75th anniversary 90 short wheelbase edition. And there is a hatch here that you can give a good pull, and the hatch opens up as such towards your passenger side, and you have access to your rear trunk area. So the Defender 90 has a approximate cubic feet of storage space at so the Defender 90 has essentially 15.6 cubic feet of trunk storage space, but the rear seats do fold down, and when you do fold down those rear seats, you get up to 58.3 cubic feet of rear storage space in your Land Rover Defender 90. The rear seats do fold down 40, 20, 40. But in the Land Rover Defender 90, you will have to remove the bottom seat cushions in order to put the seats completely flat down. Some notable features in the rear trunk: it has this rubberized, kind of like, again, that steel plate finish, similar to what's on the hood of the Defender. Very, very cool, and definitely very sturdy. That's also featured in the back seat area, so you can, again, store pretty much anything back here without worrying about any sort of damage to your trunk. There are some very cool electric features in the rear. Most notably, I do enjoy this power plug in the rear. Definitely great if you're again, taking this car overlanding or outdoors or even tailgating. You do have a traditional power plug there. You also have another power plug here, which is a, again, traditional cigarette lighter plug. Very, very nice. And one unique feature is this side button here. This essentially allows you to raise and lower the rear end of your trunk, so that if you need to load heavy items, you can lower the rear end or raise it back up. So we're gonna get and do that right now. So you can take a look, you can press the button there, and we'll take a look at the side. And you can see the actual trunk or the rear end lowering. And now I'm raising. Very cool. And this is when it's fully raised. And let's say you need to load a heavy item, you can go ahead and, again, press this button here and drop it back down. And you can definitely hear all the air coming out. And this is the low setting. So again, definitely a unique feature of the trunk of your Land Rover Defender 90. And this is what it looks like when the rear seats are folded down. Again, they aren't super flat right now because, again, in order to get that perfectly flat rear trunk, you will have to remove the bottom seat cushions of the rear seats, which I'm not going to do, but you get the general idea. Again, this is about much space when the seats are up, which is about 15 cubic feet of storage space. But when you lower all the way down, you get about 58 cubic feet of storage space. So again, definitely very easy to do. And again, there is a lot of room for storage, maybe even a bed back here. And on this hatch, you do have these additional little storage space down here. And you do have the Defender name embezzled onto there. So again, here is the trunk of your Land Rover Defender 90. Let's take a look at the key that you get when you do purchase your Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition. And here it is. Again, it's a pretty hefty key. I'll probably say it's pretty heavy. It has a silver finish on the side with kind of a black plastic finish on the rest of the key. On the back, you do have a Land Rover emblem embossed into the rear of the keychain. Not bad. Very nice. It's a real emblem. You have numerous functions on this car. You have lock, unlock. You do have a power trunk and emergency panic button. You have a powered trunk in the rear and I believe this is for the headlights. Yes, you can turn on the headlights, as you can see there. So again, multifunctional remote, definitely very heavy. And for this price, this key should be heavy. So again, fairly standard. Land Rover did put a little bit of effort into it. The key has many different multi-functions, and again, it's I'll probably say it's on par with the luxury feel of what Land Rover is supposed to be. So again, here's the key that you get when you do purchase your Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition. Let's begin the interior tour of this 75th Anniversary Land Rover Defender 90, starting with the interior door panel. And here it is. So I can tell you right now that the first thing I noticed about the interior is that it is sturdy. This entire door is very, very heavy. And again, that heaviness is a sign of things to come. Again, this interior is meant for off-roading, and the interior is not only looks good, but it's also designed to be rugged and long-lasting. So again, on the inside, you do have that painted Grasmere Green paint on the interior. Very cool. On top of that, you kind of have this foam. To me, it feels kind of like if you've ever been to the pool and there's those pool noodles. It feels exactly like that, so I imagine this to be waterproof. But also, again, it feels good too. So again, rugged and durable. I love these exposed rivets on the interior door panel. Definitely gives that rugged finish. And again, that kind of foam noodle finish is also applied to this armrest here. You have your soft touch windows open and close. You have 2 memory seat settings. You have your lock and unlock. Of course, you have that Meridian sound system speakers in the door panel. You have this nice silver trim door handle, definitely very sturdy. And you have an additional storage space right underneath here. Again, it looks great. On the side, you do have, when you open the door, a 75th anniversary stamp. And down below, again, you have that Land Rover Defender side step. Another Land Rover Defender side step, and then you have your Land Rover Defender seats. So the 75th Anniversary Edition is finished with that Grasmere Green, and the seats interior is finished in this black leather finish. They are heated and ventilated, and they are powered every which way. They look good, the rubber feels good. You do have a button here. Since this is only a, again, 2-door, you can use this to move the seat forward and backwards. And then there's a manual tilt up here to allow you to access to the rear seats. Because again, this car is a 2-door coupe. Seats look great. Down below, you have your trunk release. Very just rugged rubber accelerator and brake pedal. And let's take a look at the cockpit of your Land Rover Defender. And here we are. Exclusive to the 75th Anniversary Edition, you do have this, again, Grasmere Green painted Land Rover Defender insert in the dash that runs all the way across. Up top you have your AC inlets and heat outlets, and you have this kind of like handrail grip in that corresponding rubber material up top and bottom. There's a small little storage compartment on the inside here. Your passenger has a lockable storage compartment underneath. Your passenger is treated to that, again, that heated and powered ventilated seat. One unique feature of your passenger side space is that your passenger also has these memory seat functions. Usually something that's not found in most cars is the passenger having a memory seat function. So again, that's pretty unique. And here's the cockpit dash of your 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition. Let's start with the steering wheel. At the center of the steering wheel, you do have the Defender logo. Nice sturdy horn. It has this really rugged look to it. That's multi-spoke. It is leather wrapped. The steering wheel is heated. It is powered. It does telescope up, down, forward. There are voice controls. There's adaptive cruise control, and there is your heated steering wheel button. Definitely very, very nice. Behind that, you do have your windshield wiper control stalk, and to the left, you have your turn signals and your headlight controls. Definitely very nice, but definitely very sturdy. And again, just a lot of rubber, plastic, and leather on the steering wheel. Here is your 11.4-inch Pivi Pro infotainment touchscreen. Underneath that, you have your 8-speed ZF automatic shift knob with sport shift. To the left of that, you do have your start-stop button for your Land Rover Defender. And let's start this car up so you can get a better look at the instrument cluster and the other electronic features. The car is starting up. Here is your center digital screen. You have a digital odometer, speedometer. To the left of your shift knob, you have various buttons here. Essentially, this is kind of like your climate control area. Some very few highlights I do like about this area is, number one, you can raise and lower your vehicle using these buttons here. I'll demonstrate as such. And the other favorite button, again, is this button here, which is essentially your driving mode functions. And when you click on that, essentially your driving modes pop up at the bottom of the screen. And this car has various driving modes, such as Eco, Comfort. This is grass, gravel, and snow. That kind of tells you everything about that. There's mud ruts, there's sand, there's rock crawl, there's wade, I assume when you're driving through water, and then it's configurable. And when you configure it, essentially you can configure multiple functions of the driving mode, such as you can change the differential from let's try that again. Let's go to customizable. So again, you can change the differential, the powertrain from relaxed to normal to responsive. You can change the steering wheel from light to medium to heavy, which is great. And then traction control, you can do less wheel spin, off-road, and more wheel spin. So again, my favorite one is the configurable option, because again, you could adjust almost every which way to your driving mode But again, numerous different off-road options, because again, this is the Defender, is meant to take you off-road, and the button to get to those driving modes is just right here. Your climate control buttons are all here. You have a power for your radio control here to turn off the screen. Underneath all this, you have your, I call it the power station, with a USB-C, USB plug, and a 9-volt charger, and kind of like a storage compartment that's deep underneath here. You have two cup holders on the side here, and you have this center armrest that hides one of my favorite features of this car. And my favorite feature of this car is most definitely this integrated, essentially, freezer / refrigerator. So right now, you can set it to 2 cold settings. One light is 1 cold setting, and the most cold is, again, this entire setting. And again, I love how, again, these drinks right now are ice cold. A little background: when I do reviews right now, I'm doing this review in basically 100-degree heat in Southern California, here in again, Angeles Cross Highway. And again, this is the first car where I'm in the middle of nowhere and I have access to cold drinks, ice cold drinks. Actually, this is like freezer cold. And I have my unmeltable Sour Patch Kids and some protein bars, so it's great how, and it's ice cold in here. Yep, it's definitely ice cold. So again, my favorite thing is, again, you get this refrigerator, powered refrigerator in your armrest. So again, one of my favorite functions in this car. Thank you, Land Rover. Up top in the roof, you have this kind of soft touch foam roof. You have your interior dome lights, you have your rear view visor, and then my favorite portion or feature of the interior is most definitely this feature, which is exclusive to the 75th anniversary Land Rover Defender 90 and 110. And so this looks like a fabric sunroof, but it's not. Again, I want to make a note that this is a, again, fabric foldable sunroof / safari roof. So let's take a look at it. To open it, you click this button here, and again, it folds open, essentially opening up all the way to the back seats, and the roof just folds there, and you get, again, this deployable sunscreen, and it just opens up this entire car for you to, again, if you want to feed the giraffes or whatnot, you can. Again, great feature, and a very exclusive feature of the 75th anniversary edition of the Land Rover. Up back, again, you have those safari windows, left and right. And we'll jump in the back seats to show you the what life is like in the back seat of your Land Rover Defender. So again, this is a 2-door version. There's no back door here, but there is 3 seats in the back. And these back seats do fold down 20, 40, 20. Again, my favorite feature is the Safari foldable Safari window. All right, let's see what life is like in your backseat passengers, for your backseat passengers in your 2-door Land Rover Defender. So in order to access the rear seats, since there's only 2 doors in it, you have this button here that you can move the front seat forward electronically as such, and then there's this analog kind of switch where you kind of pull up and this whole seat folds forward. So again, there's a side step for you, and let's hop on in. I am, again, 5'7", 5'8", and let's see what life is like in the back of your 2-seater Land Rover Defender. And it is very comfortable. Plenty of headroom in the back. Your rear seat passengers are treated to this really cool, let's put this back seat back, with this really cool, their own climate control settings. Very, very nice. They have a nice little netting here to, again, install this. Let's put this seat back here to see how much seat you have, how much seating positions you have in back here. So again, even with the front seat almost all the way up to the front, again, there's still plenty of knee room. Your passengers, again, are treated to that rear Safari windows. Your seat passengers can fit 3 in the back, or they also do have a armrest with a cup holder. Very, very nice. And there are additional cup holders at the bottom here. And again, they're treated to that huge Safari window, and I do believe that the safari window is meant to open up so that when you're camping or otherwise, or if you're in a safari and you see a giraffe or a tree, you can do what I'm doing right now and essentially just stand, and I'm essentially, again, that folding fabric sunroof is folded up here, and I can like feed a giraffe or whatnot from up here, or like grab a leaf, and then I can kind of just sit right back down again with that safari window. So again, definitely a very cool function of the 75th anniversary safari sunroof. So again, great rear seats of your two-door Defender. All right, and here we are. And so a little background, again, this is the 75th anniversary edition of the Land Rover Defender. And in order to start up the car, you have a push to start button, as such. Beautiful. So again, this is the 90 with the short wheelbase of the Defender. And on this car, there is numerous driving modes. And if you know in previous videos, usually I like to just go to like the race mode of this car. But again, this is the Defender. It's not really a performance car. Again, there's numerous driving modes, such as Eco, Comfort, Gravel, Mud Ruts, Sand, Rock Crawl, Wade. My favorite driving mode is essentially when you click on configurable, because on configurable, I'm just going to show you what my favorite setting so far is. So with differentials, I like to set up at automatic. Powertrain, I like it responsive. That's pretty much adjusting the, I assume the, again, transmission. Steering wheel, I like the more heavy feeling steering wheel. But again, if you're looking for more power with more powered steering, there is an option to make the steering light. But for me, my best setting for this car so far is heavy. Traction control, I like a little bit of traction control since I'm going to drive through the canyons right now. So again, I like less wheel spin, or you can put more wheel spin or an off-road. But so far, this is my favorite setting, is configurable in this setting. So I'm gonna drive as such in those settings. So here we go. And I'm essentially here at Angeles Crest Highway. It's kind of like off-road, it's kind of on-road, but I assume most people who are gonna drive this type of vehicle, more than likely are probably just gonna drive around town. So again, let's just see how this performs in these canyons here. And let's see if I can take it a little bit on some little bit of dirt or rougher terrain, such as broken concrete, but we're not gonna go too off-road. So as a reminder, the only motor that comes in this Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition is the inline 6 turbocharged and supercharged motor with a mild hybrid assist in a 48-volt battery. So again, what's great about this car is that with turbocharged cars, you're gonna get a little bit of turbo lag. But I can tell you right now that this car feels like you're driving a naturally aspirated car. The reason as such, I feel like why is, again, this car is equipped with an electric supercharger, and according to Land Rover, I feel that the again, the electric supercharger essentially provides all the initial acceleration during the lower end of the RPM spectrum, which again, basically the electric supercharger negates any sort of turbo lag that can come from just a strictly turbocharged motor. So again, when I initially accelerate in this car, again, it just feels like you're driving a naturally aspirated car. And then as you go into the higher RPMs, you could definitely feel the power picking up. And in the higher RPMs, that's kind of like when the turbocharger kicks in, and that provides the majority of power when you're in, again, the upper RPM ranges. So again, acceleration is definitely adequate. This car makes more than enough power. This may not be the V8, but again, it produces 300 plus horsepower, 300 plus foot-pounds of torque. All that power is sent through a 8-speed ZF automatic transmission to all 4 wheels. And I can tell you right now that the transmission, it shifts very smoothly. I'm in the most aggressive setting in this car. So, and again, like I said, this car shifts very smoothly. So acceleration, I would rate this car again 8 out of 10. It's not the super fastest, but it's not meant to be super fast. Again, it's meant to, again, just drive and tow and off-road very comfortably. And 300 plus horsepower is definitely more than enough. And again, with that supercharger and turbocharger, you definitely have one of the most unique motors in the Defender lineup, with none of the, again, cons of any of those setups. I think the 0 to 60 time is close to 6 seconds. So again, it's not gonna scare your pants off, but again, definitely enough power to, again, get through these canyons. So acceleration, 8 out of 10. Let's talk suspension. So this car does have the variable air suspension that adjusts height and dampening. And what I really love about the short wheelbase version, especially what we're driving right now, the 90, which is the 2-door version of the Defender, is that I feel that it's just a lot more nimble. Again, the length of this car is essentially almost the length of a Toyota Yaris, and that's a small subcompact car. So again, this car around town or in its canyons, it just feels very light and nimble. So when I'm taking these curves here, although it doesn't feel like a performance car, I can take this curve here with a lots of confidence, because especially on these wide curves, there's hardly any body lean in this car. The suspension actually feels very, very stiff. The only time that I do feel the body lean or the weight of this car is that when you do take a more sharper curve, like one that's coming up right now. When you take a sharper curve, you definitely do feel the body lean, but again, it's not excessive. So I'm taking a sharper curve right now, and with the sharper curve, again, you do feel a little bit of the lean, but it's not too much. But outside of that, if the road is not as curved, there's almost zero body lean. The suspension just feels flat. I feel confident that I'm not going to lose any traction. So again, with the okay, steering wheel feel, again, you could adjust the steering wheel feel from light to heavy. For me, I like the heavy setting because again, it feels like you're very connected to the road. So again, whether you're on the canyon roads or you're going off-roading in this car, you can adjust the steering wheel feel to your liking. You can have more power in the steering wheel so that the steering is lighter. But again, I like the heavy road feel because again, it just makes you feel like you're really, really connected to the road, which I do like. And again, the steering wheel, the steering of this car, I rate it again, I rate it 9 out of 10 for the adjustability, and also the fact that again, because of I feel like the fact that this car does not have the heavy V8, it has the lighter inline 6. I just feel like with the steering wheel, wherever you point it, the car is just very nimble, and wherever you point it, the steering goes where it needs to go, and I can feel the road. So again, it doesn't feel light. It doesn't feel like you're driving nothing at all. So again, steering wheel feel 9 out of 10. Braking, again, this car does have 4-piston Brembo brakes in front, and the brakes on this are 9 out of 10. They do a great job slowing you down. They don't feel spongy. They don't feel overpowered. Again, they just feel great, and they're definitely adequate for this vehicle. These seats are definitely comfortable. I do like the fact that they are heated, great lumbar support. The only thing I do have to complain about the seats is that I feel like whether you're in the canyon roads or you're off-roading, I do slide around quite a little bit. I do feel because this car basically on the sides of the seats, there's no side bolsters. It's pretty much like you're sitting on a flat bottom seat, or the bottom part of the seat is essentially just flat. There's no like supports on the side. So I wish that the car would have came with a little more side bolsterings on your thigh area just to keep you snug in your seat. Other than that, they are comfortable for long-term driving and short-term driving. But again, I just feel with those, if they could include additional side bolsters, it'll be great for, again, not sliding around in these canyon roads as I'm taking these curves. Or I imagine if I'm going off-roading in this car that I'm not like sliding off my seat when I'm going up like a side of a hill or something like that. The rearward visibility on this car is it is okay. Again, this is the 2-seat version. Let me go ahead and pull over and kind of show you what I see when I try to look behind me. So again, I am in the 2-seat version, but again, if I look to the back, you do have those big exposed windows, but again, it's blocked out by all this like black plastic cladding. Again, you have those removable like side windows to put your Land Rover off-road kits. And even despite having those Safari open windows, again, the back visibility isn't much. So again, even in a 2-seat version, there is no the rear visibility is a-okay. Side mirrors are adequate. They're pretty big. You could definitely see the front from the sides, but I'm just glad that this is a short body. It's definitely easier to manage when I'm switching lanes, but again, there is a lot of again, blind spots in this car. So while I'm pull over right now, I am going to show you my favorite function of this car with it open. So again, this does come with a Safari roof, and I think that it's a great feature to have because again, you can have all that air and all that light into this car. And let's see what it sounds like with that Safari roof open. Oh yeah, definitely with a Safari roof, definitely nice. You get a nice little breeze. All right, with that Safari roof open, definitely I can tell you right now is that if you can get the Safari roof, get it, because it just feels great. Even with it open, there's not much road noise, but you get a nice little breeze. The interior brightens up. Oh yeah, you could definitely feel the breeze. So I'm going to conclude that what this car is, definitely if you can, and you don't need the storage space, I love the Land Rover Defender 90. The short wheelbase body, again, it just is so much more nimble. And essentially, if you're looking for an off-road car that is a 2-door SUV, but it drives like, again, like a compact car, this car is just so comfortable to drive. It's small, it's easy to maneuver, it's easy to park. And it just drives like again a compact car, but again it gives you that off-road capability of, again, that 4-wheel drive. You're able to take this car onto the dirt. It's able to drive into water. I think this car you can drive up to 3 feet of water. And again, it's just again, you have that storage space in the rear. So again, if you're looking for a car that drives like a compact car but gives you the access and the ability to go off-road, the Land Rover Defender 90 is definitely for you. And if you like to, if your favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip, option for the 75th anniversary, so you get that Grasmere Green paint on the inside, the wheels, and on the interior. I think it's a really happy color to drive. And for the rest of the video, I'm just gonna drive and just give you kind of like my just random impressions and just enjoy the Sunset Drive here in Angeles Crest Highway. Oh, last thing I want to mark is about sound. So again, this car doesn't really have like a popping, gurgling exhaust or anything like that. It's actually pretty quiet. The supercharger, turbocharger, definitely very quiet. I guess one thing that I would like in this car is if maybe they had some sort of more aftermarket or kind of like a race exhaust that allowed a little bit more noise. But again, like I said, this car sound-wise, you don't really hear much of anything from the motor. again, if you're looking for a car that essentially drives like a subcompact car but allows you the accessibility of going off-roading in a two-door SUV, Defender 90 is the choice to have. So easy to drive. I'm taking these curves very, very confidently. No fear, no body lean. Just so fun to drive for a car that is, again, supposed to be an SUV. It's just so tossable, it's just so nimble. It's so surprising what this car can do. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the test drive of this, again, 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition. And definitely option for that roof. The first Pro of the 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th Anniversary Edition in the 90 short wheelbase trim, the 3-door version of course, is actually a series of Pros, starting with uniqueness. Again, with the 75th Anniversary Edition, you get this very exclusive Grasmere Green finish that's only found on the 75th Anniversary Edition, that is also applied to the wheels. So again, you get that exclusive color. And this Pro is exclusively speaking about the 90 short wheelbase trim, is that if you're looking for a car, that SUV that can off-road, that has storage space, that has 4-wheel drive, but drives very easily as if you're driving a small compact car, again, you're going to find that here in the Land Rover Defender 90. Again, I feel like with that short wheelbase and the 2-door length, again, it's a length of a Toyota Yaris. So again, driving around town, it's just very easy to park, very easy to drive, very easy to back in. But because of its short length, again, it drives like a regular car. But when you need to go off-road, such as into these canyons here, again, you have that ruggedness of the Land Rover 4-wheel drive. You get that really, again, that high ground clearance, that off-road capability. I believe that this car is able to go into about 3 feet plus of water, and it does so again in a very compact fashion in the 90. And if you're looking for a 2-door SUV, I believe the biggest pro of the Land Rover Defender 90 is the fact that in a day and age where there aren't really many 2-door SUVs being produced, its closest competitors being, for example, the Ford Bronco or the Jeep Wrangler, I feel like the Land Rover Defender in a 2-door form just looks the best. It feels like the Defender was made to be a 2-door. It has the best looking design out of its competitors and its class. And everything is, again, stylish, but also functional. So again, biggest pro is this is the best looking, in my opinion, 2-door SUV on the market right now in 2025. Whether you get the 75th anniversary or not, I believe the Defender is the best looking of its class and of its competitors. And if you're complaining that the doors don't come off or the roof doesn't come off, again, this Defender does have that fabric roof up top. And once you open that fabric roof, it does feel like a convertible. So again, this car offers everything that competitors offer, but with style, luxury, and performance. And in the 75th anniversary trim, definitely with style. So a con of the 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th anniversary edition in the 90 short wheelbase trim is if you're a person that needs to drive a lot of people in the back seat, or you just need to drive a lot of things on road or off road, the trunk space is definitely lacking. Let's take a look at it again. So again, here's your trunk. Without the rear seats folded down, you really only have this small, about 15 cubic feet of space. But when you do put the back seats down, again, I'm not going to do all of it again, but these seats do fold flat all the way down, and you get essentially a total of 55 cubic feet of space in the rear. And although to me that's a big size, to some people in this car, especially the 90 short wheelbase, it's a compromise. It's either you have more storage space and you can only drive 2 passengers, or again, you have no storage space with this 15 cubic feet of space and drive some passengers. So again, if you do drive passengers, you're kind of, again, stuck with this 15 cubic feet of space in the rear trunk. So again, one of the cons of the shorter body, although it looks a little bit better, is the fact that, again, storage space is actually very, very small, and passenger room is lacking in the 90. So again, if you need a little bit more storage space, or you need storage space and to drive passengers, you might want to look at the Land Rover Defender 110, or the even longer version, the Land Rover Defender 130 with that 3rd row seat. And those cars will definitely have a little bit more storage space. So again, con is the storage space capacity and passenger capacity of your Land Rover Defender 90. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2023 Land Rover Defender 75th anniversary edition in the 90 short wheelbase form. If you guys enjoyed this review, please subscribe and like to the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel. We truly do appreciate your support, and tune in next week for more enthusiast performance and possibly more SUV and Land Rover reviews. And if you guys been enjoying my car reviews on the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel, I would truly appreciate it if you guys can subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment below. A little background, I'm about 30 to 40 car reviews in, and I've been entirely self-funded up to this point. And in order to get and continue to create more great content for you guys for free, the best thing you guys can do is to subscribe to the channel and to like this video and put a comment below. Again, I truly do appreciate your support, and I truly do enjoy bringing you new car content each and every single week.